Just wanted to lead off today's video with a quick apology for those who joined us last night over on Twitch. We were having some issues with the internet and there was a breakup in the stream. It just has to do with a local issue here in Palm Coast. They're trying to step up the servers, step up the services. So many people are moving to Florida that they're having a hard time keeping up with demand. But we will be back there this evening right around 10:30 p.m. If anyone wants to join us, you can ask me virtually any question that you want to within reason. The game that we're playing, Middle-earth: Shadow of War, has some fantastic scenery to it, but of course, as always, it's just a backdrop to the idea that we can talk about anything we want, and we can circumvent the censorship that is everywhere else. Now, in today's video, I'd like to ask my audience a question. Would you like to live someplace like this? Would this be someplace where you think you could feel safe? It is, of course, a medieval castle, and it has multiple walls and guard gates and courtyards and parapets for defense. I think a lot of people would look at this and think, wow, this would be a great place. This would be a fantastic place to live. What if I told you you are already living there? You see, a castle like this is just a representation of the human mind. We have gates that we need to guard. You can build as many moats as you want. You can build the walls as high as you would like. And you can station archers and lookouts. But it really depends on who you let through the front gate. So you have guards here. There's a drawbridge. There's another set of guards here. And that just gets you into the general courtyard. To make it into the inner courtyard, there's yet another set of gates that you have to pass through. But even then, you haven't made it to the castle yet. And I'm sure there'll be another set of guards here and another set of guards here. You need to find a way inside. Every human on the planet has this in their mind. You see, this is the outside world. This inner courtyard, this is your life. This even more inner courtyard, this is your heart. This area up here, this is your mind. We're going to be talking about this in detail at patreon.com. And we're going to be talking about it in a way that many people would not predict. Using the 24 cognitive biases and the 24 logical fallacies, any combination of the two, we can show you how people can walk right through your guard gates, right through the secondaries, the tertiaries, walk right up the steps, and right into your mind. This is what we teach, how to properly staff those gates. The two eternal witnesses, your eyes and your ears. These are what we're talking about. And more specifically, the 800-pound gorilla in the room. Now, I took some time putting together this image so that people could digest it and understand what the reality is. There's something that created the internet. That without it, there would be no internet. It is the primary driver of internet traffic, and without it, the internet would collapse. Papa Oscar, Romeo, November. The 800-pound gorilla in the room. That's the reality, but of course, the only place we can talk about this is over at Patreon. $1 per month. Is $1 per month enough to save your life? Is it enough to save your marriage? Is it enough to change your future? Even less than that per year. That's what we're offering. I will defy anyone to pick any two, one from this list and one from this list, and bring them to me, and me not be able to find some place in the mainstream media online where they're not using a combination of any one of the two in conjunction with any one other of these combined to draw you into Papa Oscar Romeo November, the 800-pound gorilla in the room. Now, of course, we can't talk about that here. What we're going to talk about, though, is something that many people don't want to accept. The idea that there is another world we haven't discovered yet. And it's not Mars. It's not Venus. It's not Nibiru pushing past Uranus. It's this. See, what we're looking at here is a settlement from ancient Greece. See how the lines are not also perfect? See how you can definitely tell, though, there were places people were living? This is ancient Turkey. This is what accepted science tells you is evidence of an ancient settlement. Places where people used to live. This is a Canaanite settlement that they found. This is another angle of the same place. See, they tell you this is evidence, clear and unambiguous evidence of an ancient settlement. This is ancient Jericho. They had walls within walls. Based on what they're saying, accepted science, let's now take a look at Antarctica. Clearly, there are walls here. Clearly, there are footprints here of an ancient settlement. And you can see the things that you would have needed. Not the least of which is this elevated body of water. We talked about this in yesterday's video. I thought it was worth going back over because this elevated body of water right here would have provided running water to the areas below. What does simple gravity and water provide? It provides power. It provides sanitation, fountains, places to clean, places where you could conduct your life in a way that we conduct our lives now. You can see evidence of port structures. Here, even on this little spit of land that comes out, you can see a perfectly square indentation where there would have likely been some type of a port house. And as you move through here visually, it's unambiguous. Based on what accepted science tells us is evidence of past civilization. You can zoom out and you can see that in other areas, that doesn't really exist. This is what ice looks like. You don't see much. This is what ice, of course, looks like. But when you get up closer to the shore, you see things that look like settlements. Here's another area. Imagine what the water levels being lower would have made this area look like. And what do we see? An elevated body of water over here too. This is the reality of Antarctica. See, they like to tell the story of Antarctica, the melting ice, global warming, evidence, all this. They don't talk about what it could mean for discoveries, what it could mean for history, how it could rewrite everything we've known. Yesterday's video, we talked about the wealthy going down there. Mark my words, they're going to be bringing people down there and charging them exorbitant fees to go explore places that have never been explored. They even had one package called Virgin Summit. There are so many mountains down there that nobody, allegedly, has ever been on the top of. Imagine being that person. I'm going to pick that summit, and I'm going to be the first person to stand on top of it. And that will be my legacy. But they're going to be nosing around down there through caves and through areas, people by the thousands from around the globe. And somebody is going to pick something up. They're going to see something out of place, a strange shape. And then they're going to realize they found something. And that is going to set off a stampede, a tsunami of people heading to Antarctica for any price to be able to find something that nobody has ever found before, to see something that's never been seen before. See, that's the reality. That's the reality of Antarctica in the next 50 to 100 years. And you can talk about all you want, the Antarctic Treaty. There's all sorts of treaties, and they mean nothing when it comes to things like this. Manifest Destiny gave governments the ability to completely overrun the Western Hemisphere. Prior to 1500, there was no such thing as the Western Hemisphere. Think about that for a minute. Prior to the year 1500, in reality, in accepted truth, there was no such thing as the Western Hemisphere. All of Canada, North America, Central America, South America, it was fantasy land. But what do we know the truth to be? What do we know the truth to be? And I'll leave it there. Guard your gates. Guard your gates. The two eternal witnesses, your eyes and your ears. Make sure you know the reality of what you're letting through. The tactics and the techniques are available. We can show you them. Florida Maquis Patreon channel. And we are going to be dealing with things gloves off. Papa Oscar Romeo November. The biggest driver of the internet and the biggest deception known to mankind. And I'll leave it there. God bless. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.